This is Rob, my driver, who was driving me around Fayetteville. I'm on the left, presenting in a conference at the University of Arkansas. This is Jonathan Phillips, his wife, and some of his children. Brother Floyd Jerry Jones, my guide. A woman from Ghana who asked for a lift. My Holiday Inn Hotel in Clarksville, Indiana. A bitter well of water, which Brother Branham prayed for and turned straight at one of our brother's houses. We went through Brother Ernie Lunsford's house on our way to Voice of God recordings. And there was a street there called Patricia. And here we are at Voice of God. In the next picture you see Ernie Lunsford, Brother Phillips, and myself. The entrance to Voice of God Recordings office. The entrance, and that's the reception's desk. And behind the reception desk, a pyramid. The corridor leading to where the tapes are made. And the corridor leading to where the books are printed. VOG offices in India, Finland, and Lithuania, Peru, Colombia, and Brazil, Netherlands, Romania, and Canada. Unlabeled offices, but the middle is Cape Town, Zimbabwe, Ivory Coast, and Nigeria. Advertisements that they used to make for Brother Branham's campaigns. Newspapers, Voice of Healing. Brother Branham with his family members. The Prophet in the woods and mountains. The Prophet had a tight schedule. He has his dog there and his job with the electricity company on a pole. A model of the log cabin where the Prophet was born. Protective clothing for his hunting trips. The Prophet's personal movie camera. The Branham campaign advertisements. Campaign newspapers for foreign missions. The Prophet preaching in a tabernacle before renovations. His briefcase and Bible and songbook, his ink, pen, and some books, and a typewriter. Letters he received, some of which he replied to without the need of opening them. His general letter to believers around the world. Prayer cards and prayer cloths. Letters he replied to without opening. His typewriter. His cap. The microphone that produced the tapes. More of his hunting tools. The typical bullets for his gun. Taking lunch on his truck. Wildlife magazines that he used to read. His porch, fishing line, binoculars, and animal skin. the prophet's coat, and his usual scarlet. This is me sitting at Brother Branham's desk, which he used in preparing messages. One of the messages that he prepared from here and got inspiration was the message titled The Rapture. And these are some of the notes that Brother Branham prepared for this message. I asked Brother Floyd Jones and Brother Ernie Lunsford to take a picture. The prophesied egg-shaped car by VW. Some testimonies worth reading. More of Branham campaign advertisements. The news that vindicated the serpent seeds doctrine of Brother Branham with prominent evangelists like Oral Roberts. The prophet giving back life to the fish. Billy Graham and Brother Branham. Lunar eclipse as the Pope goes to Jerusalem. Brother Branham and F.F. Bosworth. We are now seeing the book printing section, but before that we give you the history of recordings. Original printers were like stamps, operated by very big machines. A stamp template and the book that has been This is a typical machine that used to do the stamping. These are some of its accessories. Brother Jerry Jones did all the explanations, and it was more detailed than I could do in this short presentation. And there we were with a picture. This is one of Brother Joseph Branham's laptops that he used to use for the work of God. Some of the CDs that have been produced. Brother Jerry Jones and Brother Lansford. The earliest recording technology was on wire, and then it moved on to a vinyl records, and this is one of the machines that has been used to do some recordings on vinyl records. Brother Branham strongly believed that the invention of the magnetic tape was inspired by God, for it was a major boost to the recording of the message of the hour. The spoken word had to be taken from magnetic tape onto a transcript, a paper, first by Brother Roy Borders, and of course Brother Sothman had to list them in order. Gigantic printing machine and a big equipment set. Within the Voice of God office, there is a special prayer chapel where saints can come and have some prayers, or just some time of loneliness where one can meditate, and or even people can have a Bible sharing a moment. And there I was seen kneeling down and just concentrating myself within this office. And there is Brother Lansford and Brother Jerry Jones together with me in this prayer room. Brother David Phillips helping with the painting and renovating the Voice of God office from time to time. We are now on our way to the tape reproduction section. There are 4 machines here on the side, and another 3 on the other side, and there is a brother called Brother Piasta, this one, who is able to operate on these machines. Brother Jerry Jones showing me the sound control for translators. And on our way we see a pulpit that survived the 1937 flood, and they took it to Voice of God office for a memorial. Such a beautiful mahogany tree pulpit. This room is fully soundproof, and this is where translators sit and translate as Brother Branham preaches, and they can translate in their own languages. Here I am, I'm also sitting and testing what it means to be one of the translators. The Voice of God office is touched with beautiful ornaments and also complete with a restaurant where believers can partake of some food. Containers for transporting materials and a loading zone for such materials. We had to now go through the warehouse. This is Brother Jerry Jones and Brother Lansford, and this is Brother Jerry Jones's grandson, and this is what you see here is a warehouse where this bus, Catch the Vision bus, is also kept there, and a lot of other things that are kept in this warehouse. On our way to through the warehouse, we have to see this brother who uses a tractor to slash the compound of this Voice of God. So here he is. We're trying to help him align the slasher to the tractor, and yes, he has made it. And now we were on our way to a special event by the Youth Foundation. They had a gathering here. They plant their own vegetables, and from this garden, which is nice, Brother Ernest Lansford and 2 grandkids. Brother Jerry Jones with his 2 sons, James and Benjamin. Brother Jerry Jones and I had to get some food for us. That is me next to a family, and on the far right is Sister Rita Jones. More and more people enjoying their food, and it was such a nice gathering. And kids playing in the just in the background, and also having their own good time. I think this was an enjoyable gathering and an enjoyable trip that I had here. Brother David Phillips also getting his own food there. Sisters helping with serving of food. I think a plate would cost about $3 or something, and I'm thankful that Jerry Jones had to buy that for me. He refused for me to have to buy my own food. More sisters and brothers picking fruits, and most of the vegetables came from this garden. I had the privilege of meeting a fellow black brother from Georgia, and his name is Elisha Ross, and he's pictured here together with one of the brothers there, Elisha Ross. This is the way you look at Voice of God from the back, and in those woods there's a small playground for the kids where they learn how to play golf or something, and I had a privilege of meeting several believers there, including one of these brothers who works for a computer company. So I pictured him here with his daughter, and I also had a privilege of meeting Sister Walker, who was there at the time of Brother Branham, and this is Sister Walker I had the privilege of getting a photograph next to her. Brother Jonathan Phillips and his family. This brother is the one who organized my accommodation at the hotel in Clarksville. Jerry Jones's firstborn son, James, and his Italian wife, and some 2 kids there. And I also took a picture of Jerry Jones and his granddaughter. After this, I offered to escort Brother Jerry Jones to James's house so we could help with painting. And this is Jerry Jones' house, and he is here trying to check his mail in the mailbox. And then after that, we had to go into the house so that I could get some old clothes and wear them for the work of painting at Brother James' house. This is one of the bedrooms that Charles must have been sleeping in, and this is Sister Rita Jones's kitchen, very beautiful, with quite a good fridge there. And we are now on our way to James's house, and we had to pass by a gas station, and I'm thankful to Brother Jerry Jones for his sacrifice. He had to pay for all these trips, traveling and driving me around. God bless you. We passed by where the Prophet's cave is believed to be. From the cave, we have to go to Green's Mill, where Brother Branham says he used to play when he was a child. And you can see in the background that big wheel, which was used for milling. And such a beautiful place. Now, Brother James Jones' house is quite close to this Green's Mill place, and this is his house. Very big house, and he has such a big land where his house is situated. And we went around also looking at the land itself. Is quite some huge amount of land. He's got fishes there, he's got animals, and he's got also things that are there. And such a beautiful family of I think 5 kids now. And this is on a Sunday morning at Branham Tabernacle, the foundation stone laid by Brother Branham and dedicated in 1933. And then we are inside the tabernacle, some songs and some birthday prayers, and quite some dedications of kids, and it was such a beautiful Sunday morning, and this was memorable for me. First time to be in the Prophet's tabernacle. This is the pastor himself, Brother Willard Collins, and dedicating babies. And this is the baptismal service, of course, after the Sunday service, where we heard the Prophet ministering himself. But we also had to witness baptismal service here. I had the privilege of also having a picture with Billy Paul, and he was so happy to have me around here. And after such a moment of time, we had another photograph with Brother Doc's wife, this white woman there, Sister Branham, and some sisters from Africa, from Nigeria, and different places. Quite a number of people here. And I had a nice hug from Pastor Collins, and who also gave me a DVD of himself and on how Brother Branham commended him and his testimony, which you might have seen by now. And we had lots of photographs from different with different kind of sisters and brothers on this tabernacle. This is the back of the tabernacle, and this the man in a blue shirt with Brother Lansford there is the Wenger, one of the caretakers of the church. This is to show that the bell is still there. Brother Branham used to use this bell. I had to take some photographs with quite a number of people again, and here again the son of the caretaker, Wenger, is holding me around. And they took me around the tabernacle. This is spare chairs, this is the old piano or organ, and this is the office where the tapes were made, with the food coming from this place. And this must be the pulpit itself where Brother Branham would stand. And this is the back. We are now going to the baptismal. Brother Paul Wenger, the caretaker himself, is showing me around the bathing towels, the communion site, and the place for baptism, and quite a number of places. Paul Wenger himself, and he took me into Brother Branham's office where he would wait for the angel to lead him to the pulpit. Such a beautiful office, and his desk there, and the Bible, and the pictures that he left. Some of them, of course, have been added. Some poem from some loved one. And then this is the organ that is now working, that we were using for worship, and the pulpit, as Brother Branham will stand on it. And now we are going out. Here we had a time with Paul Wenger, and Jerry Jones came to pick me up. Since I was staying close to Clarksville, I asked the brother to take me to the tabernacle of Junior Jackson. Okay, on our way we have this place where Spoken Word Publications used to be, in the Red Roof building, and this is our way to Junior Jackson's church in Clarksville, where I was residing, or quite close to where I was residing. And so it's like on the way either to New Albany or Indianapolis. It's a big highway, and we really had to rush because we are on a highway, so we didn't take very good photographs. But at least we managed to catch Junior Jackson's church, which Brother Branham has been referring to most of the times on the tapes. There we are, and there you see the church itself. And we have a close-up right here. This is the best photograph we could take. And on our way to the graves, Brother Jerry Jones again has to fuel up, and God bless his soul for that. And then we have to go to, first of all, to the grave of Pastor Neville. And this is in a graveyard that is quite some few kilometers from where the rest are buried. And here we are at the grave of Brother and his wife Neville. On the other side we had to go Amelia Branham, who is Hope, and is the daughter of Brother Branham, Sharon Rose. They were left here. We could not go to Brother Sosna. We are now on Spring Street, where Brother Branham used to come and buy sweets from the Shims. Of importance are the markings of the floods for many years. 1937 was the most prominent flood which killed so many people. You can see on top there red mark for the 1937 flood. And we also had a glimpse of some of the photographs of the Shimp himself, who used to be fond of Brother Branham, some of the events that used to take place in the Shimps, quite a number of utensils and the equipment that they used to keep, and the music around that time, and a table that is as old as 100 years. This is a Spring Street, which has been mentioned several times on the tapes. Ohio River and the bridges in the background. This is the spot where Brother Branham baptizing. On the 17th person, the angel came and told him, as John the Baptist forerun the first coming, your ministry will forerun my second coming. This is the spot, exactly. But so many changes have been there, and so many other things are there. Now they're setting boats and stuff around here. And these are some of the bridges. And you remember the vision that Brother Branham had about a bridge where about 16 men died, and this is one of the bridges that you see here. We also went to a spot where Brother Branham's boat got stuck because he had spurned the Pentecostals of that time, of the holy, as being holy rollers, because of his mother-in-law, and the boat got stuck here, but he had to pray that God should forgive him, and indeed the boat started off. This is the place where the falls is. And from the spot where Brother Branham was, you can see the bank like that. It's all Ohio River. And there are some nice buildings around now, quite different. This is Louisville across the Ohio River, and this side is Jeffersonville. We also have Dr. Samuel Dare built his hospital around here on request from Brother Branham's prayers, and this is one of some of the streets that are around this place at Dr. Samuel Dare's hospital. And now we had to see the house that Brother Branham was renting for his mother. Very beautiful house. This is the house. And we also went to the Church of Christ, where Brother Branham had the 7 visions that he has spoken of in the book of Church Ages, where it spells out the outline of the end and the coming of Christ. Again, once you come out of here, you see the Spoken Word Publications building in the background, Red Loft. I had the privilege of just standing at the parking lot. We're back to Branham Tabernacle, standing by the parking lot of Billy Paul and the other people. They have also got some containers where they do Sunday school, and just in the background you see a beautiful house, but so small. This is the house where Brother Branham used to stay, but very small house, 2 families sharing the same house, staying with an unbeliever, and yet his mother staying in a very big house. Such a humble man. This is Branham Tabernacle from far, as Brother Branham could see it from his house. And this is the Sunday school containers. At the grave of the prophet, at one corner of the grave pyramid is the Laodicean Church Ages, the Bible itself. It's a grave you would want to be around. So many things that have happened around here. Brother Welsh Evans, whose son was found in heaven and not in hell by the prophet. Sister Loretta Mary Bryant with her beautiful womb close to the grave of Brother Branham. She used to be a strong believer in this prophet. In the next slide, you saw 4 children that Billy Paul lost through stillborn. And some other graves quite close, Seychelles. Brother Roy Borders is also buried close to the Prophet. There is one of the Collins, not the pastor himself, another Borders, a relation of Borders, another Collins, and some graves are not yet manned, so some people prepare the graves beforehand. In case the graves run out. So just trying to think. This is Doc Branham, the younger brother, Edgar of Brother Branham, and Mabel, the wife, is not yet dead. She's got a space there. There's Floyd Jones, my driver, and this is his father-in-law's grave. This is another. Pastor Collins, his wife, and his children have already prepared their graves beforehand. This next is a tree that was planted at the time of Sister Meader's passing. And this is the point where Brother Branham took a photograph with Hope holding a guitar, and we've just tried to emulate what he did. And just facing where he stood is a building with an insurance company. This is a high school where Brother Branham preached marriage and divorce, and close to this place is where Brother Branham used to go in the sagebrush field, and he would pray for his father, and this is when he had to see the Lord Jesus himself suspended between the earth and sky. And this is a point where the cars are parked. This is somewhere where the sagebrush was, where he kind of passed out and was found the next morning sweating with tears. Next, Brother Jerry Jones took me to the house where Brother Branham used to stay in the last years before he moved west. And this house is where Brother Joseph Branham is staying at the moment. And next to it is Brother Bankswood, who always wanted to be close to Brother Branham, and his mailbox is still there at the house. It's not yet even removed, although the occupants are different. And there's next also another brother who was staying close to Brother Branham, and there are several houses that quite arranged around here. It is interesting to see that these houses here are completely without fences, and such a free country. Beyond this fence line is where Brother Branham was told by the angel when he was carrying some pail of water that he should not drink or smoke or defile his body in any way, for God had a work for him in later years. There are some houses around, but this tree is not quite in a trace at all. One brother is staying close to this place where the tree is, and this is his house. And on our way we had to go to a shopping mall where Mead used to do some shopping, while Brother Branham had a vision of the bride preview. This is some of the shopping places Mead used to come. Rob, my driver, that whom I testified to, and I gave a book, and may God help him, may God save his soul.